Warning, what you're about to experience is based on real paranormal events. Research of the occult has shown that heightened moments of emotion, such as fear, can encourage the manifestation of hauntings. If after playing this game you experience abnormal happenings around your home, or have sudden changes in behavior of yourself or loved ones, reach out immediately to your local church and paranormal investigators. Happy Halloween.
I don't really want to reach out to my local church.
Yeah, I think that if I reached out to my local church and told them that a video game was haunting me, the worst possible thing that could happen would be that they would take me seriously.
Yeah.
I love the spooky copy. It does bother me that that was like a sentence that just has a period in it randomly and then starts after not finishing the sentence.
Oh yes, I was going to. I just do my absolute best to glaze over that shit. But yes, 100%.
So
All right, hi everybody. Welcome to
Holy shit!
Spooktoberween.
Jesus, it's a spooky Halloween curse where all of us start talking at the same time.
We all just talk exactly at the same time in the same voice. They've already been converted into ghosts.
Chris, you've done a long-form video on this, right?
Not long, but yeah, I did a video for it last Halloween.
I guess long is longer than like a minute and a half at this point.
Yeah.
So, we were discussing, and I realized that for the past year, I have mistaken this game for a Mortician's Tale, which is not this game at all. They're very different.
You know, it's not a lot of games to be about working in mortuaries, but yeah, it turns out that it feels relatively well populated as a space when there's two prominent indie titles. Anyway, I've played this a little bit as well, so let's get cracking.
Right. So we're let me double check to make sure subtitles are on. Yay!
Are we going to turn on Halloween mode, yes or no?
What the hell is Halloween
Go to
mode?
game settings. There is seasonal content. If we disable that, we're playing the vanilla version of the game. If we leave it on, I believe it's on right now. You get Halloween decorations and the creepy bodies.
Oh God! I had not realized the Halloween decorations wasn't in the original game. Because it's great, because like I was playing it with people, and the person playing it was getting like really annoyed at all the Halloween decorations because they were like legitimately getting scared, and like everything was kind of creepy. And then you find a note where it's like, "Hey, I decided to put up Halloween decorations, even though you said not to."
I think we should definitely leave them on.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
I think it also means we're getting the Nosferatu, and I think clown corpses could show up.
Oh, fun.
Oh God, if any day where a clown corpse and a Nosferatu shows up is a day well spent, in my opinion.
Remember that time we summoned a demon in Baldur's Gate by accident and it ate you?
No, I've forgotten all about that. That's when I think about that session of Baldur's Gate, I remember only the highlights. You not believing the golden pantaloon thing is real.
It's just that I'm proud of you.
Oh, fuck, we're in Connecticut in the 90s.
Is that bad?
This,
I mean, I would consider going back to the 90s bad in general.
I'm gonna guess Connecticut is like one of the top 5 most often forgotten U.S. states.
But my old teacher, Mr. Delver, transferred me to his office.
What's
to
number
finalize
1?
my internship there.
That's a tricky question, isn't it?
Wyoming?
I'm actually gonna say Nebraska.
Where's he located?
Yeah, Nebraska's a pretty good choice.
No.
Shout out to all the Cornhuskers
He's
out
actually
there.
located around here.
South Dakota.
River Fields.
Nah, people are South Dakota.
Rebecca. I don't like that.
Grandma.
This intro cutscene here, we're getting a little bit of context. Not a whole lot. It's actually more Tony than
Death is a scary
necessary in terms of exposition. But I think this is a very interesting level of realism for an indie game cutscene.
Right.
Yeah, I'm surprised at like this, because I figured this was just a spoopy game where you run around and maybe Slenderman shows up, but they didn't have cutscenes like this in Slender the Arrival.
Yeah, it's relatively lo-fi, but what it is doing with those resources is really on point and you associate it with much higher end in terms of like production.
Yeah.
It's like a lo-fi indie LA noir.
All right, enough spooky stuff.
Kind of reminds me of like
When is all this happening? When do you start?
all the attention to detail put into like faces and facial animation in the Sherlock games, because they're like also not super high budget.
Can you actually
Insert
Josh,
creepy
the,
Watson meme.
Fire truck there was diegetic or coming through your mind?
That was. I think it was.
It's the game.
But
it's the game.
I mean, I didn't check outside my window. It's possible my house is burning down right now, and I just.
Because I thought I remembered it, but I just wanted to like clear that up to people.
All right, here we go.
It's a little thing, but like, also that exterior shot of the mortuary. Yeah, no, you need to. I remember this being busted on our end too. Like, you need to take your time, get this straightened out.
Yeah. Let's pull that all the way. It feels like there's mouse acceleration going on too, so that's fun.
Yeah,
that feels better.
The exterior
maybe a little too
environment for the mortuary kind of straddles a fine line games like this have between like making it look realistically vacant and boring and making it look like it doesn't exist as a real place. I don't know. I think it might be like the patchiness.
This certainly looks
grass.
like a video game environment to me back here with this repeating asphalt texture and nothing in it. Like,
that's not great, but like I don't know, something about the patchiness of the grass kind of brings this through for me. I feel like like when I was in the Cub Scouts living in a more rural area, this is the kind of building you spend a lot of time in.
You spend a lot of time in a fucking morgue?
No, but buildings look exactly like this, and I'm just going to go ahead and say smell exactly like this.
Is this a morgue or is this a funeral home that also
has... It's a mortuary.
This, you perform embalming here.
Oh, okay, so, right.
So, if the game does have one problem, it is that it's very persnickety UI-wise.
Oh, yeah. This game has the... I mean this in a derogatory sense. This game has the UI of a late 90s game.
Oh.
Like, this feels like a game that hails from the era of kind of making it up as you go along in terms of, like, bespoke interfaces for bespoke gameplay tasks. Which is both exciting because, you know, the standardization of UI has kind of come with the standardization of gameplay and, like, vision as well. Where, like, the fact that we all know... like, press F to interact means that we kind of flatten things down to that level of interaction. Like, this game has more bespoke stuff you're doing that is specific to this context, but you also need to make it work through an interface that doesn't have, like, a level of intuitiveness and polish that you would expect from a more straightforward, like, walking simulator type game.
You just walk right in.
Perfect timing.
To a dead body.
I mean, what do you expect?
Please wheel him back to cold storage and bring us Mrs. Page.
All right, so we got to drag this guy back to storage and bring out Mrs. Page.
Right.
You do it from the other end. Yep.
Oh. Yeah. Can't look up while we're doing this.
You should.
Which I feel like is something.
You should be able to look around.
Oh, yeah. It's just super low.
Yeah, they also...
That took like 3 full mouse movements.
The person who's playing hated the idea of backing up with a corpse so much they actually spent like 30 seconds trying to turn the card around. And if you get it like feet first, it just doesn't go. They're just like, no, you're gonna fucking back the card up and you're gonna like it.
Wait, you can't do it this way? No, this is the way
you can, but you didn't pull the thing all the way out. You didn't pull the gurney retriever out all the way.
It felt like I did. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, no, this is the other kind of thing that you're gonna have to like get the rhythm of.
Ah!
Honestly, like they kind of there's a lot of gameplay reasons why you want to have you do one normal body while everything is fine first, but probably the biggest reason is just that this game's UI is really unintuitive.
And then just move the cart underneath them. There we go.
I will say you kind of don't want it to be too easy, though. I don't know how you feel about that, Chris.
No, I agree. Because that's what most of the game is. And also, by the time I was done with my video on it, like, I could beat the game in 45 minutes because I would know exactly what I was looking for and exactly how to do everything. So you want it to be a little fidgety because it's what you're effectively doing. The whole gameplay is.
Back here.
This is basically a procedural. Like, it's kind of a SWAT-style game with much lower stakes, moment-to-moment actions. And if you could just... If it's trivial to go through that list, then, you know...
All right. I'm just
it's trivial to do the gameplay.
So
but as it is, like, kind of engaging with it on this level while also getting spooky.
I'll get out of your way when you're done and let you hop in here.
Oh, okay.
So first we gotta look at the body.
Yeah, just heads up, by the way, this game is not quite as gross as it might have been, but if you've got a weak stomach for this sort of thing, like, this is just going to be a really unpleasant week, so just dip out now. We're about to do, like, not incredibly graphic embalming stuff, but...
You know what immediately popped in my head when I rotated that? It's the corpses we could inspect in the Sherlock Holmes game. You did exactly the same thing.
I mean, that's basically what you're doing. You are doing like a Sherlock Holmes investigation here.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so you click on them to.
You remember like how in LA Noire you did this?
These old windows never stay latched.
And it was terrible because like the way they calibrated the controls for turning people's heads and hands made it look like Cole Phelps just dropped a ton of ecstasy and is now just like kind of gently brushing people's limbs.
Does that not count as a mark?
No.
Okay. Oh, wait.
No. Was there a blemish? No, okay.
So the backstory here, I'm assuming, is that after our disastrous Phasmophobia playthrough where Rutskarn died, now I've joined a local Mortician to put Rutskarn to rest. What did he say I should do?
Go to the computer.
Over here and do the... Okay. Ah!
I don't know if I can think of a job that either within the fiction of Phasmophobia or just from like first principles has worse economic prospects than Ghost Hunter.
Oh yeah, we got that sweet Windows 95 shit. Ooh, what's this?
You need a password to launch Night Shift.
Do I actually have to?
What year?
No, you
have to...
okay. What is this taking place is 98. You click on the name, then yeah. Age, that.
I'm just trying to figure out like what game would be most associated with 0451 in this year.
System Shock still, I think. We haven't had Deus Ex yet. We haven't had System Shock 2. It's just System Shock.
Yeah. Apparently Sanitarium... I'm cheating and looking at the list here. Apparently Sanitarium had an 0451 in it.
This is a pretty sweet setup to have an LCD in 1998. And a rather large one at that.
So it printed out on the printer. And now you have to run that to the front for record-keeping purposes.
Right. We gotta follow the glowing foot traffic.
Like there's little things like the glowing feet, which appear like I feel like they appear for like a very random things.
Time to embalm.
It's time to mummy.
All right. I've set everything out so you can just go ahead and get started. I'll be monitoring.
The other thing is that this is the only like safe time you do this, and they lay out all the tools for you. And as soon as you have to do it while it's unsafe, you have to actually find where all this shit actually is.
So first thing you're going to want is not that. You may want to drop what you just picked up. Hit space to bring up the...
Surely I can carry more than one thing.
Nope.
How do I move things into my pockets?
You can't move the drops.
No, your
just going to
pockets
literally...
are not for
Fucking
large
God.
objects. Yep.
All right, well...
hit space. Hit space to pull up what you need.
It would be pretty funny if you just
right.
walked in...
Wire jaw shut with needle injector.
You just walk into a Mortician's and they're just like wearing 90s cargo pants, just stuffed to the brims with all of their morticianing supplies.
I can't use that here.
So walk up to the corpse, and here we go. This is what Rutskarn was talking about, where it's maybe a little uncomfortable if you don't...
Like, objectively, this is less graphic than blowing somebody's head off in Cyberpunk 2077, but it's the fact that this is a thing that you would actually do that makes it worse.
And also sometimes the corpses come to life, which doesn't help.
There we go.
We did it!
Yeah.
And next...
By the way, this
Insert
game
eye
does make you...
caps.
If you do end up watching this episode, it does make you uncomfortable. Just remember, it's just a video game. Corpses aren't real.
It's like
Corpses
putting...
don't exist.
Imagine putting contact lenses on people's eyes, except the contact lenses have little hooks to hold your eyeballs shut.
Yeah, that's... I mean, look, this game gets pretty far on the fact that this is just intrinsically creepy.
Not that. Where is
You
the...
know, there's a lot of...
It's the stuff on the right.
I can't hold anything else.
How do I back out of this damn thing? There we go. Right click. Okay. So I want to drop that thing that I just picked up.
Yeah. So this is the embalming machine that basically is going to take out all the blood and replace it with whatever cool stuff we're about to put inside of this woman. But to get the cool stuff, we have to...
Fuck was that?
Sometimes we get chemicals that haven't
The
been
way you say
stored properly.
cool stuff, like, makes it
Make
sound
them
less like
pop
embalming
that.
fluid and more like Capri
Just
Sun.
Keep doing your thing. I'll get it.
All right, so we got formaldehyde, and then we got to do methanol. This is a lot more stressful when these four chemicals are hidden in different parts of the room, and there's a monster staring at you.
So the monsters just hang out, or...
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay. Now what? Make an incision in the carotid artery. Okay, cool. I can do that. Did I call it the carotid artery?
You did.
Carotid artery.
I was having an intense moral debate on whether I should pick you up on that.
So the next step is you got to go get the tubing.
Right. All right. That's this.
I think it's the tubing. Oh, and you need the clamps.
Oh, right.
Something like... Let's see, it would have been... Yeah, but coming up on 13 years ago, I was part of a live-action roleplay where one of the most intense scenes of the year was happening, with a woman, like, slashed across the throat, and the doctor ran in to give her treatment and yelled, "She's been nicked in the femoral artery," which some of you will recognize as being located in the leg, which, by some of you, I mean the corpse who sat up to say that that's the leg, along with most of the rest of the people in the room simultaneously. And, like, that poor, like, you know, it was in the scene, it was improvised, just, like, trying to keep things moving.
But he missed.
We still reference... Oh, yeah, we still reference that shit, like, every month. Like, oh no, he's nicked in the femoral artery.
I mean, it would be bad to nick your femoral artery. You can die bleeding out by,
It was
in the
the
major artery
fiction
like
of the
that,
scene
but
was
not.
extremely clear. The femoral
No.
artery did not come into it.
Alright, so I think it's... Oh no, it's still going.
No, it's done. It's done.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Okay. Turn off the pumps. Remove all the stuff. Are you saying you don't want to have a big incision in Grandma's neck with pumps sticking out of it?
It should be noted, by the way,
Fill the body with like hot sauce or something?
I'm sure everyone who's watched the Ask a Mortician YouTube channel is aware of this, but this is one way that bodies are prepared for viewing, or like for funeral and burial. This is not a mandatory thing that is subjected to corpses in the U.S.
Josh didn't see it.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was actually
Wait a minute.
pretty funny just then.
Hello? Would you like to join our corpse party?
It's one of my favorite things about this game, actually, is the way that, like, you can have something staring at you and not know it until you go back and review the footage. That's one of the creepiest things to me about this game.
Right, because and you were in the fairly rare position of having been recording and editing video of this happening. You basically got to star in your own private Lake Mungo? Is that the name of it?
I don't know.
What?
It's an Australian horror film. Yes,
You gotta keep wiggling it.
This part's pretty gnarly too, just because it's really, really easy to imagine a physical sensation of this happening.
There we go.
This is all very elaborate compared to, like, the Egyptians who would just put the body in a bunch of salt and leave it there for, like, 45 days. Is that it? Am I done?
No, it's one last step. You gotta get
okay.
You gotta clean the tank. But that's all bets back in the front.
Why do we have to clean the tank now and not after we finish with the body?
Hygiene is important.
Is it just one of these?
Yeah, and then you fill it up with the liquid in there, yeah. All right, now go take it and put it back. You know, you'd think they'd do something with that image, but they really don't.
Would you rather work on a fresh body or like a little Egyptian salt body, like a saladito of a person? What do you think is going to be gnarlier?
Honestly, probably a normal body.
I can't use that here.
They're going to make you wait because it's going to end the cutscene and the tutorial as soon as this thing is finished cleaning.
Have to wait.
Oh yeah, while you're waiting for this thing to run, that's your go time. That's when you catch up on essential demon fighting tasks.
I actually have to fight the demons? They're not just hanging out?
Yeah,
you have to figure.
You just start the you start the embalming machine,
I
then
have
you
to
start
click.
throwing karate kicks and chops in midair.
It's so. I don't know.
I think I messed up.
What?
I don't want
Go
to
ahead and head out.
spoil the surprise too much, but really it's a hidden identity game. So what's going to happen is we're going to have 3 corpses, one of which is hosting a demon.
Don't worry.
And we have to figure out, based on what's happening to the bodies, which one is actually the possessed one. You have to figure out the demon's name and which body is possessed, put a magical thing on that body, and then incinerate that body with the proper name inscribed on it.
And people are just
thing you need to know is that
okay
these-
with, I sent Grandma in to get embalmed and she's now ashes.
They
And they're
can fucking
demons.
take it up with you.
Are we just leaving?
Yeah, no, you're piecing out.
Yeah,
We're not-
you leave.
We're not moving this into the cold storage or anything?
No, he said he'd
Okay.
take care of
Just go home.
Alright.
Just go hit Taco Bell. It's fine.
Taco Bell or Del Taco after doing that?
Connecticut does not have Del Taco.
Yeah, there's no way.
In the 90s, probably not. You're true. You're right.
It was just...
I'm gonna go ahead and say that in the 90s, Taco Bell is one of the few fast food locations that would be appropriate for just like any random stay.
It wasn't even my fault, but he sent me home right after that. I'm just really worried. He was supposed to finalize my stuff today.
Where does Delaware sit on the list of forgotten U.S. states?
It's got like it's too influential in
It just
banking to
didn't
be
feel like
completely
he
forgettable.
Like,
Yeah.
he just said it to get me out of the building.
Also, it's
I have
like
another call.
one of the
Hello?
earliest, so...
Oh, hi, Mr. Delver.
Also, it didn't have an airport for a
Anything
really
wrong
long
today,
time. Like, the entire state did not have a proper civilian airport for, like, commercial flights.
There's a certain tier of states, Montana. There's a certain tier of states that are like eclipsed by one specific city. Like Oregon versus Portland.
Are you sure? I mean, of course.
Nevada versus Vegas. I mean, 75% of the population lives within 30 miles of me.
I took care of the rest of your onboarding. We're all set. And your new badge is in your personal belongings drawer in the back room.
That's great. Thank you. I'm on my way right now. I hope you feel better.
So I didn't believe that this
Why
was...
does this look like a...
Bye.
We're doing the curse.
Holy
The
shit.
curse strikes
That was
again.
him. He signed me on. He needs me to come in tonight.
What were you going to say, Josh?
I don't think I've ever seen a
Thanks. I have to go. Like, right now. I'll
like
talk to you
a
later.
media console that looked like this outside of, like, I don't know, not the United States. Like, it puts me in the mind of like a Japanese apartment or something. I've never seen something that's like this low. And then there's like a dresser on top of it full of stuff that's not clothes mostly.
That's a good point, actually. That did not occur to me. This looks a little bit like a shitty IKEA showroom.
It does have too much of a modernist slant to be a 98 house, I think.
Yeah, also like these bookshelves. These don't look right from the 90s. They should be big and ostentatious and like way too brightly colored for some reason.
Yeah, there should be kind of a chintzy embroidered affectation everywhere.
Also, do we not have a bedroom?
It's behind that door that's shut that we can't open.
No. I thought that was the bathroom.
This is like late 2000s, early 2010s dorm furniture.
I could actually see this wall as both modern or something that could have been there, but like we're talking about something from the 70s. Like that's how old this looks.
The wood paneling's also a little too muted. Like richer fake wood tones would be like richer plywood tones would be probably more 90s here.
And what the fuck is this? There's no. I don't know how often they. Yeah, well, I guess my grandparents did have a really old induction stove, so like it's.
I feel like induction stoves
impossible.
Generally did have like kind of raised coils still though.
I'm just trying to figure out how you get
the one of my grandparents
out of that microwave.
But now I'm not sure when it was installed. Let's continue to spend the next 20
This has been our episode of 66% confident statements about 90s aesthetics. As applied to
we're going to get somebody in the comments is just like, oh, look at this photo of an apartment that I used to live in the 90s. See, it's got all this shit. What are you talking about? You guys suck. Did you guys even exist in the 90s?
All right. Guess I'll head to the back and get started.